The other track is policy. The main policy positions of the Republican Party go against the teachings of Jesus. Jesus was mainly concerned about the welfare of the sick and the poor. He was also concerned about the wealthy taking advantage of those less fortunate. The tenets of small government, low taxes, free market capitalism, restrictions on immigration, increased military spending, deregulation and restrictions on labor unions, all these tenets go against helping the sick and the poor. Do low taxes help the poor? Does free market capitalism help the sick? Does restricted immigration help God's children? Does increased military spending help the homeless? Does deregulation and restrictions on labor unions help the poor trying to get a living wage so they can pull themselves up by the bootstraps? I'm not sure how you can follow Jesus and vote Republican. You're going to have to pick a side. Are you going to follow the teachings of Jesus? Or are you going to vote Republican and keep your taxes low and not help the people that Jesus wants us to help? Here's the thing. If you're well off, you don't need a big government. You don't need universal health care. You don't need a great public educational system. You don't need a social safety net. Your money and wealth is your personal social safety net. It's the poor and the sick that need a bigger government that provides critical public assistance. It's the poor and the sick that need increased taxes for universal health care. It's the poor and working class that need strong unions. The titans of industry and corporate America don't need strong unions. They need a Republican Party that is trying its best to undo the strength of unions that historically provided Americans with well-paying jobs. Jesus teaches us to advocate for the downtrodden, the powerless, and the marginalized. Jesus was, in essence, a community organizer, trying to help people, teaching us to love our neighbors both near and far. When Barack Obama ran for the presidency in 2008, he was lambasted by the right for being a community organizer. Why would Jesus vote with a party that thinks being a community organizer is less than? There is a through line starting with Barry Goldwater to Donald Trump. That line is fear. Fear of the other. Fear of sharing the abundance that America has provided specifically to white Americans. Jesus' message was one of hope. It was one of raising people up. The Republican Party is a party of fear, not hope. It's a party keeping what's yours and not raising people up. It's obvious. Jesus is not going to align himself with the Republican Party. Thankfully, the Democratic Party is about hope. It's about raising people up. It's a party that looks like the diversity of America. It's a party embracing inclusion, equity, and the teachings of Jesus, providing for the sick and the poor. Jesus could find a home in the Democratic Party, but he would certainly be asking the same question to both parties. Why aren't you doing even more to help all of God's children?